Welcome to Spark the Genius. I'm here with Kasey Lum. I'm on a bus. He seems to be hiking.
I'm in a little secret garden here.
Oh, wow. How nice. Vancouver is so civilized.
It's so civilized. It's very actually fitting for the show because the movie is about a plant. So,
Yeah.
More than just a plant, but yeah.
But the plant is like the hook. Because I think I read the description and everything, and it says it's about a woman who, what does she fall in love with a plant? What's going on?
So the show's about a woman named Laurel who purchases a house plant for her partner, and she brings it home after a trip. And when she gets home, she finds out her partner has left and taken all of her things with her. So it's sort of this rumination on loneliness and isolation, heartbreak. And the plant starts to sort of seep into her psyche, dig its roots in, and then the rest is up to you to decide what it's about.
Oh my gosh, this is good for me because I actually had a bunch of houseplants in my old apartment, and I kept getting more and more because I thought that would make me happier, make it like a jungle. And then they just started dying, so I kept watering them too much. Every time I had some water and didn't finish, I would give them water, and then there was all these flies, and I had to throw them out. But I took them all to this, I don't know, I wanted to put them in a park so they would have a chance to live. I think I wound up just putting them in the green bin, but I was actually crying. And then I've also had an idea to make a short film about it, like a dog and a plant that become friends, like while the owner's away and stuff. So I thought a lot about houseplants.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. And do you have an affinity? Like, is this based on a true story?
It's not based on a true story, but it's sort of, the concept sort of emerged out of COVID and like the loss of our connection with the outside world, whether that was nature or relationships. So it's sort of a symbolic of that. And
a lot of people talk about being like plant parents these days.
Yeah, I mean, I became more of a plant. I'm not the best plant parent, but I became somewhat of a plant parent over at the start of COVID. And it was kind of interesting to see how quickly these plants grow and change in like the course of a day or overnight. It's like kind of eerie in a weird way.
Have you thought of doing like a stop motion thing, like or whatever you call it, like time lapse, where you just watch the plant grow on a camera?
I haven't, but I do actually. I come from an animation background, so I wouldn't mind playing with that. I was just at a couple screenings last night, and there was this wild animated film that must have taken. I feel like it took a few years to make it because it was just like the feet. It was like it just looked like so much work. I don't know. For a short film, I was like, that's a lot of time and effort. But
yeah.
Kudos.
Yeah, good for them. I mean, who knows? I mean, I think that's a lot of time, but then I look at how much time I just spend watching TikTok. I'm like, all right, and I get nothing.
And that's a lot of time, yeah.
Yeah. So how did you get like a big star like Jodie Balfour in your plant film?
It sort of happened naturally. The director of photography knew a friend of hers, and when we had the script ready or in a good place, we sent it to her, the mutual friend, and she forwarded it to Jodie, and then Jodie responded within, I would say, a few days of getting the email, and I was shocked because I was like, we probably won't hear from her. She's like off doing big things and might be busy, probably busy. And then, she said she was on board, so we kept in touch for about a year. And in that year, I was trying to get the funding and get people on board, and eventually things kind of came to this sort of culminated at the end of 2022. I believe in December of 2022 we shot it, and then it was wild. It happened it was just a weird way. I didn't think that it was going to get made because the financing wasn't there, and nobody really likes to bet on a short film.
Yeah,
it's not a great big money maker, so
What is the point of a short film? Is it like a calling card for you as a director? Is it just like artistic? Is it like...
I think it's a bit of both. I think you can have a lot of, well, hopefully you can have a lot of freedom in what you're making, and you can kind of put your stamp on it. But I do think it's kind of like a proof of concept for, you know, a feature. And I think I was just having a conversation with somebody yesterday. They were, that producer from LA was saying, like, this if you want to make a feature, pitch your short and say that you're going to make the feature the same genre as the short you've made. And that's generally, when people want to finance films, they just see money signs and they want to dollar signs, and they just want to know that you can do this thing.
Yeah,
which is kind of soul sucking, but at the same time, it is a business, and I've started to realize that, like, just from being here at TIFF, it's very businessy, aside from all the creative films. But it's cool. It's a wild experience.
Are you in Toronto right now?
I am in Toronto, yeah.
Oh, for some reason I thought I was Zooming with you in Vancouver or something. But okay, so I'm in Toronto too. I don't even know why we're doing this online, but that's fine. Are your films premiering? Is it today?
We might actually be very close to each other. If you're on a bus and I'm maybe walking in an area that you're near.
Well, I'm going down Bathurst Street right now. I was going to go to the Annex. There's something called I don't know, like some kind of brunch by the firecracker department. I don't know what the hell that is.
Oh, interesting. I was.
Wait, I see. Are you on Queen Street? I see graffiti.
I think this is Queen Street.
Graffiti Alley. Yeah, you're in Graffiti. Yeah.
I'm in Graffiti Alley. Is that close?
Yeah. Just south of Queen Street.
Okay.
Well, I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer as we speak, so eventually I'll get.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, that's very cool. And is the launch today of the movie?
The launch was actually last night, and it was it was amazing. Yeah, it was very. Having your film up on a proper big screen is such a different experience than watching it on the computer. And and also sitting with, I don't know how many people that theater holds, but sitting with a full house of people is overwhelming, but also exciting.
Is there like a bidding war now for Bloom the feature film, or the trilogy?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
I'll start putting the word out.
Put the word out, yeah, and maybe we can collab on your dog plant short too.
Yeah. I was thinking I'd start it as like a cartoon script, as proof of concept, called Dog and Plant, and then they just the plant is like kind of the brains of the organization, but can't move, and the dog is kind of a goofball, but can actually pull the plant around on a little wagon. So they have to team up.
That would also make a really good video game. I think.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah. I never think about video games, but video games are huge. They're even bigger than movies.
Yeah, and if you can put it into an app and make it on your phone, there's a money making thing right there.
Oh, I just remembered how I thought of this idea originally. Okay, so I was years and years ago. I was watching the news, and they were talking about the election fraud or something, and they said something like, and it looks like even a dog and a plant voted in this election. And then I just pictured like a dog and a plant actually watching TV, going like, "Wait a minute, our vote doesn't count. Like, what's the problem?" I don't know. I just pictured like suddenly they had personalities, and then I thought, what would this dog and plant do during the day when their owner went away? So
it's funny how ideas just like where ideas spark from, because it's just out of thin air, it seems.
That's why I call my podcast Spark the Genius, because you never know. You just maybe just talking about something or seeing something, boom, there's the idea.
Totally. Yeah. Cool. It's great to the more I dive into like creative endeavors, and sometimes at the mercy of living financially sound.
Yes.
The more I realize that it's more of a fulfillment, like an internal fulfillment, and I don't even know if I could do anything else. Like I couldn't do a 9-to-5 that is a non-creative thing. Or
I think I watched that guy Oliver Anthony, who just went viral a couple weeks ago with his song, and now he's on Joe Rogan, and he said something in the interview just about like how he felt like he was dying inside, like he felt like he was running out of time to launch his music, And I think at the end of the clip I saw was something like you need to be creative. It's this hunger, it's this desire. You can't not do it.
Totally.
So that's great that you're making it happen. Did Jody come to Vancouver? That's where you live. Like, did she go there?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's huge for like.
She came. She said, if you can get me to Vancouver, I'm down. I'm down to be a part of it. So I said,
Wow,
we'll get you there.
that's so great. Well, you're making your dreams happen. This must be your first movie at TIFF, I guess.
This is my first film at TIFF and first sort of in-person festival as well. I've done a short. I've done one other short before this, and it only got through the online. It was just a different experience.
Yeah. Well, that's amazing because, like, going to the festival as a viewer, it's like, oh, I'm enjoying film. But now you're part of it. Like, anybody you can say, I've got a film in here, it's screened, I got a Hollywood star in it. That's huge. And you're celebrating by just walking around alone in an alley. That's fantastic.
To be fair, I actually I don't know if you've ever heard of Othership.
What is that?
It's a friend told me about it. It's a sort of a guided sauna and cold plunge experience.
Wow.
And I just got out from there, and I was like trying to find a place to chat with you on the phone. So yeah, I just did a half-hour sauna and a 2-minute cold plunge.
Oh my God, that's like Tony Robbins does like a cold plunge every morning. It's his longevity kind of plan and everything.
Yeah.
Is that a regular? Oh, I mean, that's the thing. Like, they keep saying like, in 5-7 years they're gonna have medication that'll allow us to live forever, and you just have to not die in the meantime. So we just gotta kind of stay alive so we can make more films. I feel like creative people. You just gotta keep
make more films. Exactly. Stay alive to make more films.
You can put that on your business card. Awesome. All right. Well, I'm gonna try. Have you done a cold plunge before? Is it a new thing?
I have done it. Before, but only naturally, like only in rivers and things. So it feels a little bit different. It feels actually colder because you're in like still water. Maybe the running water kind of cuts. I don't know. Maybe psychologically it feels like it's warmer. I don't know.
Oh, I don't. Yeah. Well, that's cool. I'm glad you're staying healthy because I interviewed a South African cast yesterday, and the lead woman was saying she got up at 7 a.m. and jogged and stuff. And I'm like, it's good to see like even film people at a film festival getting up early, being healthy, not just like, I'm going to be out drinking all night and then die. Like, because your brain is part of your body. You need to be physically sharp to be creative.
Well, to be fair, I actually did go drinking last night, and that's just kind of my offset.
All right. Well, it's a balance. It's balance.
It's a balance. It's about balance, for sure.
That's awesome. So what are you up to for the rest of the day?
The rest of the day is a couple more chats on the old Zoom, and then I'm going to see the premiere of Dream Scenario, which is I think it's Christoph Borgli, and he's the director. He kind of comes from short films and the short film world, and so I've been following him for a while. But he has quite a big cast in it. I think Nicolas Cage is starring in it, and Adam Sandler.
Jesus.
So I'm really excited for that.
Yeah. All right. Well, then you can have him as your mentor, and then sort of say, all right, how do I get these guys in my big feature now that I've done my plant movie? That's
exactly.
Awesome.
It's all about scheming, right? It's all about scheming for the next thing.
It's all a big game of 3D chess or something.
Exactly.
Or 4D. All right, great. Well, thank you so much, and don't get hit by a bus or anything, and maybe I'll bump into you walking around downtown.
Gotta watch out for the trolleys. They come through quick.
Yeah, the streetcars. We love those. That's my favorite part of Toronto, though, because you get to watch. You get to be outside, seeing what's going on. I don't like the subway. It's depressing.
Definitely. Yeah, it was lovely chatting, Josh. Maybe we will bump into each other.
Yeah, that'd be great. We can do part 2 of the interview, or just I don't know. I can go for a cold plunge with you.
Plunge. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking of going to a clothing store, buying some shirts, and then they can print my Spark the Genius logo on it. I'll give you some merch.
Nice. That would be amazing. All
right. Have fun on Queen Street there.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. We just passed a waxing place. You can go do that for your...
Okay.
Look, I'll get...
Talk to you later.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.